Hello, hello. Good morning. I hope everything is going good. I haven't shot in the store in so long. It's like kind of jarring to not like look at chat right now. It's so weird that I'm just like talking and I'm not looking, but I feel like sometimes it's better that way because I have a Heather here with me.
Oh my god, the cryptid returns. It's been a while.
It has.
We used to, oh my god, old days.
I can hear it, by the way.
You can hear it? Oh, yeah, you can. I don't know why that's happening.
Apologies for that small audio issue. I hate listening to my voice like most people. Oh,
it's supposed to be in my headphone. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh, you know what? I know why.
Oh.
It's because
What's happening?
Of this, probably.
A thing that's happening.
That should be better. The audio's on my phone.
Oh my god. That's definitely happened to me before, where I have like 16, I am a person of the modern era and I have my 16 devices. Sometimes the sound is happening.
About having labs on?
Yeah.
I don't think they picked that up. So people are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, it's a problem. I'm hearing ghosts is what's happening. I'm being haunted by myself and also Heather.
That's my fault.
Even though Heather is next to me.
Well, I mean, it's also my fault. So.
But it's okay. We've fixed it, and that's what matters. Okay. So right now, Mr. God Gundam is in a series of bits. I have 2 arms, and we're working on the legs right now. We're working on the legs.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, we have Heather in the studio with us. Well, technically, I'm in the studio with Heather. Studio. Technically, I'm in the studio with Heather, which is what's happening right now.
It's like old times. It's like OG. For anyone who came from Twitch.
Oh my god,
it's like OG vibes.
The OG when we had every once in a while when I came back and I was like, studio special. I forgot to turn off my phone about that. Well, it's fine. Hopefully they didn't hear that. But yeah, we've been living.
The stream has been off location for too long.
Yeah, stream has been off location for a while. I've also been kind of terrible about managing things.
You're not terrible.
I had kind of I mentioned this briefly, I think the last time I was live. I had a little bit of a moment. I forgot that the way that this is set up for some reason is this is the section for the arm unit, right? This page is highlighted. It says arm unit because this is the arm, but this section is the beginning of the legs. Specifically, step 14 is for legs. And I don't know why that's on this page. And so you're just really confused when you go over to the actual like start of the leg section and you're like, where did this come from? When did I do that? I did that when I was making the arms apparently. But we're getting, it's a little hiccup, but we're getting there. I'm just trying to remember where the heck I was. I think I did that. I did this. I made the feet. I made these guys. I made this guy. Did I make the second one? Is it just in this box somewhere? No, it's not. I haven't made the second one. Okay, now I have to get my everything. Wait.
So I'm like a little worried the chat log is broken.
Why?
Because I did an emoji wave in the chat, but it didn't pop up.
No.
I don't know how to fix that. But
well, I guess if you're only looking on screen, you don't get to see chat. You have to participate to see chat.
But I also can like field questions and stuff. So
yeah. Oh, I did make the second one. But
I love how you come back in studio and just immediately things go wrong.
I feel like that's the real vibes. The Scuff. Honestly, I kind of love the Scuff. It's really grown on me. I think that's just me trying to cope with it. I think that's just me trying to like make excuses and trying to justify it in my brain like it's a good thing. But I'm like, maybe it's a good thing.
Maybe. I need to tell you something. Wow. So, my nephew, he's with my family for the week. and this is related to cryptids because like the whole cryptid thing. But he was like talking to me about different cryptids and like being
That's so cute.
general nerd. So then I showed him the BuzzFeed Unsolved because he had never seen it before.
Oh my god.
And so I did that, and he enjoyed it a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm corrupting this child.
With the cryptid propaganda. That's so cute, though.
He's literally a mini-me. We like all the same
things. That's kind of what it's like with my brothers a little bit. My brothers are both people that have inherited a lot of my interests because that's just what happens when you're the oldest sibling.
Yep.
And I feel a little bad sometimes. My youngest brother is the one who's into anime. And he's into anime like the same amount as I am.
Yep.
And I feel kind of bad sometimes because I got him into, like, when he was really little, because he's like 8 years younger than me. When he was really little, we were just like, would watch anime together. And I feel bad because I've accidentally given him the anime taste of someone 10 years older, so he like can't talk to his friends. His other friends that are into anime, and he's like, sorry guys, I like Soul Eater and JoJo. It's really funny.
I mean, JoJo is pretty current. Because
JoJo
they
is
always
pretty
air
current.
stuff. Soul Eater is a deep cut, kind of.
It is definitely a deeper cut.
An our age thing.
Yeah. And so that's like the kind of stuff that my brother likes. And he's like, yeah, I can't talk to my friends about like whatever nonsense they're watching at this point. Because I feel like when I was at that age, like when I was like 13, 14, I say that, my brother is not like 14 anymore. And he started college this week, which is so jarring to me.
You're old.
I know. I'm old. And I keep forgetting that my siblings are not like 2 years old anymore. And it just means that I'm old, I'm ancient, I am a cryptid being. You know, my brain stops cooking this year. My brain's done cooking.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know, man.
My brain already stopped cooking, and I hate it, honestly. I feel like I can feel that my brain is not cooking.
I still have the excuse right now to be like, listen, my brain's still cooking, you can't blame me for this, but soon I won't anymore. It's honestly a little weird. I mean, even now, I feel a little bit already like, you know, I'm an adult, I have a 9 to 5, I pay my taxes, I do already like have that life, and I can kind of like feel, like over the past couple years, I've like been able to feel like my life changing.
Yeah.
Because I've very drastically gone from like being a student and being like in my early 20s to like, well, I guess this is my life now. Of like, I go to work and I come home and I feel a little bit of that existential like, wow, this is just my life now. That's what it is. That's kind of like what there is to it. Because I feel like for, you know, when you're growing up, most of your life is like, oh, in the future, in the future, in the future. And it's like, that's right now. That's right now for me. I mean, of course, I still have the future. I still think about the future a lot. But it's kind of, it is still kind of jarring to just be like, you mean I can't just be like, oh, I'll do this later, I'll do this later, I'll do this later. And it's like, oh no, now is later. Now is later.
The terrors of now.
The terrors of now, really.
No, I have a similar vibe. As much as, like, I don't actually have a lot of existential dread of getting older, because as I've gotten older, my life has just gotten better.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not, like, afraid of aging. I love aging. Yeah. I'm like, my life has only gotten better as I've gotten older.
I can't wait until, like, I'm an old person and can bestow my wisdom and have like the old person discount.
Yeah,
discount because you're old is dope.
I know. I love that they're like, you know what? You're old. Here's a little discount for you. Just for fun.
Because like my body's already bad, so like I don't have to be afraid of my body getting bad because it's already bad. And so like it's just like cruising. I do feel the having to get what I want to get done now, though. That is something that's crept up on me this year. Because I'm going to be turning 30 in like 6 months.
Congrats.
I know. Yeah. So in like 6 months, I'm going to be the big old 3-0, and I feel like I've done nothing. So it's like,
you know,
maybe I should
feel
do
like
things.
I know, right? But I also feel like at the same time, one of the things that's dawned on me is that like 30 is not old. 30
It's
is
not.
still very young.
Yeah. That's why I'm not necessarily afraid of it, but it's like I have this thing
But it is
of, like,
still like a milestone, which I get.
I'm hitting 30 and I haven't done or finished things that I wanted to finish yet. I should do that
Yeah.
before I'm 40.
That is really how it is. It's like, man, I really should do. That's how I feel, where I'm like, I'm turning 25, and I feel like I'm starting to get to the. I know. I know. I'm starting.
I hang out with a bunch of 25-year-olds. I knew so many 25-year-olds.
I was like, thinking about it. It's me. I'm not gonna name them because I feel weird. I don't know if they're comfortable with it, but I'm like, I know other people in
our group
that are also 25. And I'm like, I guess you're right.
Y'all were born in 2000?
Well, I was born in 99.
Okay.
I'm a 99er, don't worry.
I'm a 95, babe. We're just completely toxic. We're just giving it all of our personal
I
information.
know, right? You guys want my social security number too? For free?
It's 555.
It's
55.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is exactly how social security numbers work, by the way. This is legit. And like, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting to the age, right, where like people on the internet tend to be younger than me now.
Oh,
like,
I felt that.
It's so jarring sometimes. Like, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, I'll be like watching a YouTuber and they'll be like,
and they're younger than you.
And they're like,
they're not older than you anymore. They're either your age or younger than you.
Like, I can deal with it if they're my age, but if they're younger than me and they're like, I don't know, maybe it's just like the toxic kind of, toxic.
So like, I'll watch something and then someone will be like, yeah, I'm 22.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was literally like, they're all 22. Why are they all 22?
It's so funny to me because like, I'll be watching something like, yeah, this person is like solid. I love this. And they're like, yeah, I'm 22. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Why is everyone children?
Why is everyone so young? I had like a very jarring experience not too long ago where I found out this YouTuber that I really love. I mean, I always figured she was kind of young because she felt like, I was like, yeah, I felt like she was definitely younger than me. But then I found out she's like 18. And I'm like, I've been watching a teenager this whole time.
Yeah, right? So I know in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, I don't think it's weird if someone's creating content and you like the content.
Yeah.
But being a 30-year-old, or about to be a 30-year-old, I keep acting like I'm already 30. It's 6 months away. But, like, when I find out some of the content creators that I, like, think are around my age or, like, equal to, like, what I'm doing, and they're, like, a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel strange.
I feel weird.
This
Sometimes
feels weird.
Yeah, because there's definitely some creators where I'm like, I assume that they're like about my age, and then I find out that they're like 20, and I'm like, ooh, what the heck?
YouTube is a young person's game.
It really is, and at the same time, that makes me feel like it's too late for me. But I know it's not. Yeah, I know in like my logic
that's something
brain.
I've struggled with lately. Is it's like, is it too late for me to do the content I want to do? And the answer is no.
The answer is no.
I need to get over it.
Like, it's kind of odd. I am not a fan. Oh man, my little piece.
I got it.
This is the beauty of having a Heather on set and also having a wireless microphone.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This is why you need to be in Connecticut at the Storm or Tabletop Gaming Center in Newington to plug the Storm.
Yeah.
This is why you need to be here more, because I can give you cool stuff.
Yeah. I know. I want to be. I want to be.
We should talk about Mech.
What?
And Gunpla.
Gunpla.
This is a Gunpla stream.
This is a Gunpla stream.
And I like lovingly, you get off topic a lot.
I do. I feel a little bit like I do talk about the Gunpla, but I feel like I feel bad sometimes how often I forget that this is a Gunpla stream. But it is fun. This kit's pretty funky. It's like I mentioned this a little bit before, but this is like an older style of master grade. So it is like they used to do these days. A lot of master grades, like the newer master grades, tend to be pretty standardized. I mean, they're already like they are pretty unique. Like one of the things that I do like about master grades is that they do a lot of kind of unique stuff and trying to make the build like feel different compared to like high grades and even real grades. Sometimes they'll like I feel like master grades tend to have the most gimmicks.
I'm gonna adjust the camera.
Okay.
Because you keep putting your hands off screen.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Because I kind of have to... This is, like, a bigger table than what I usually use. So I have to lean forward. I feel like yeah. I can be more mindful of it. You don't have to adjust the camera.
Okay.
I've scooched in a bit, so now my hands rest, like, here. So I think we're okay.
That's better.
But,
Not me being a picky producer.
well, that's your job. That is your job to make sure it's nice.
When I'm not with you and I'm watching and I'm in chat being a menace, I like produce you from afar in the chat.
Yeah. But like, I think that's fun though. It doesn't feel as much like I'm just...
Oh, I feel like I'm harassing you.
No, I think it's fun. I like the pointers. I always feel like I can't even give the excuse that I'm like new to streaming. I've been streaming for like a couple years at this point. And I'm like, I'm still getting used to it. And I'm like, I'm really not. I've been doing this for a couple years. But it's still like, it's okay. I love the pointers, even though I do always feel like I'm new to streaming, even though I'm like definitely not. I don't know if it's okay to mention this, but I have been streaming on my personal channel just a little bit. I'm not gonna like go too super in depth, but like it really has felt like I am new to streaming, even though I'm definitely not. And it's like very, very funky. But yeah, about this Gunpla, so master grades tend to have the most gimmicks. Like a lot of is the ones that have like funky little build gimmicks and stuff like that, or like transformation things. Though there's real grades that do transformation things, but like it tends to be more master grades that do like the funky little gimmick things. And they just like did it so much more for the older master grades. I feel like the newer master grades tend to like standardize it a bit more. For good reason. They're easier to build. They're just easier to build. They're not like this one where you have to pull out a McFreaking screwdriver to build this kit, which I've never had to do before. At least for a Gunpla. I've done it like sometimes for like periphery things, like action bases. You need to
screw.
What?
What do you have to screw?
Some of the joints in here are reinforced with screws, which
that's
is
really
so
cool.
crazy. But it like makes I said that while I broke off the foot. Oopsies. He's got toe movement though. He's got the toe. I do.
Toe movement.
I do know this.
That's what makes the best Gunpla. Well, that's like foot movement. That's not like a toe.
He doesn't have like a toe, but
that's just foot, which is still good.
Yeah, he has like the heel to foot, which is like something that not a lot of Gunpla have is like the heel to foot.
In my opinion, the best kits have a toe.
Yeah, there's a few that do have the little extra toes. Mark II has some really insane toe movement.
That's cool.
I love Mark II. Mark II isn't one that I built on stream. It's one that I built a lot earlier, but it's pretty funky. And so these older master grades have like even more gimmicks than the newer ones do. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And I haven't built too many older master grades. I've really only... the majority of the master grades that I've built are like the newer ones, just because that's like easier to obtain. And yeah, and also they're just like easier. They're like better. They tend to be better builds. Like this one is very finicky. I've been having like especially considering there's like literal screws in this. I'm like, what am I doing? What kind of Gunpla makes me whip out a screwdriver and screw in a Phillips head screw right now into this leg joint? And it's pretty neat because it like is very well reinforced. Like this leg is not falling apart anytime soon. I say right after I accidentally broke off the foot. But everything else, like this thing is not going anywhere. But at the same time, I'm like, did I screw this in correctly? Is this like bending? I feel like this is supposed to bend more, but it's not because I screwed it in too tight. I have no idea. They like don't tell you anything about this in the manual. They're just like, just screw it in. Good luck. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
Well, A good way, that's a weird word. A good method with screws is that you screw it until it stops screwing, and then you don't screw it more.
That's what I've been doing. That is
You don't want to
generally.
strip it, so you don't want to do too much pressure. You just want to like gently screw it in, and as soon as you can't screw it, you should stop.
Yep. That is generally what I do, but I'm like, sometimes some of these parts
You're
are
an
still...
engineer, you get it.
I do a lot. I was gonna say I do a lot of screwing, but that's not what I want to say. I do a lot of like technical, a chunk of my job. I'm a mechanical like designer, but I do a good chunk of like maintenance stuff too for like certain machinery, for like certain pieces of machinery, because I work for a smaller company. Wow, this really is just becoming how much can I dox myself today? But I do a bit of mechanical maintenance. It's definitely not like my primary function of my job, but
When you're an engineer and a streamer plastic Gunpla builder, crazy.
I know, right? I feel like it makes a lot of sense that I like Gunpla. It makes a lot of sense. I've always been like a big Mecha fan. I've always been a big Mecha person. Well, that's kind of a lie. When I was younger, I actually used to hate like I used to hate like the Gundam anime. I used to hate a lot of like Mecha anime just because it sucked. Back in the 2000s.
That sounds blasphemous.
I know, but I feel
fan.
like a lot of fellow mech fans will understand that a lot of them, I know, a lot of them in the 2000s.
My wife wouldn't.
Yeah.
Paige would judge you so hard right now. If Paige was in here, she'd be like, "What
Oh,
are you doing?"
I know that she's a Seed fan.
No. Well, actually, she doesn't like Seed.
Oh, okay.
I like the Seed Gunpla builds. Like
I like the,
Gundam,
oh yeah, I love the
like,
kits.
I've been told that the show is awful.
The show is not good, and that was my first Gundam.
That makes sense.
And because of that, I like hated Gundam for a while, because I was like, what, is this really what it is?
No.
What the heck? But then I found out that it's not, and I was like, oh, you mean Gundam can like actually be good? Okay.
Yeah. So a funny thing happened when we were in the pre-stages of Girl by Moonlight. I introduced Paige to the cast, and something that happened.
I love Girl by Moonlight, by the way. It's such
Have you been watching it?
I've been watching it, and I've played the game before. It's very
Yeah.
fun.
The Girl by Moonlight, its last episode, the final episode, is on Monday.
Whoa.
Not to plug, but like if you're watching this and it is before September 2nd, because I think that's what Monday is September 2nd. You should watch the stream because it's next Monday on September 2nd. It's the final stream, and it's really cool. It is, if you take Magical Girl anime and Gunpla anime and like shake it in a jar real hard, it's really good.
That's why I love it, because it's the two things that I love.
But to go back to like what I was saying, so Paige, my wife, was talking. We were was meeting some of the cast in the parking lot of the store. And I was like, so if you all want ideas about the stream and your characters and blah, 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 you should talk to this one, because she is like, knows all of the Gundam and loves Mecha anime, all of it. And she literally was like, not all of it. And then Erin, who plays Terry, was like, oh, have you seen this show that I've never heard of? And then they start both fanning over the show, and I was like, case in point.
Which one was it?
I don't remember.
Because I also watch a lot of Mecha anime. And like, okay, I feel like I've learned to appreciate even some of the trashier ones. Because like, I feel like I got more into Mecha anime when I was like really in my like pretentious era. Mm-hmm. And I watched Gundam Seed when I was like 13 and pretending that this is deep. And I was like, this sucks. Which, to be fair, even now, I'm like, Seed sucks, isn't it, as a show? But I've learned to like appreciate some of the more like goofier mecha stuff. Like, I love when they do like stupid mecha nonsense. Like, that's kind of the best part sometimes.
Paige is currently playing the new Builders game that came
Ooh,
out.
yeah.
She had pre-ordered it and it came out,
cool.
so she's been playing that the last couple of days. And I just go, oh, yep, that's the Gunpla that you're playing on the game. I love how I only know about Gundam through osmosis of my wife. I'm just like sitting here as a producer being like, I barely know what any of it is.
I feel like it also threw me a little bit just from like seeing how many of the kits that I've built. Of like, I like to think there's a couple times you've like seen a mobile suit and you're like, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
Because I've probably built it or something like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And you're like, wow.
Last night she was doing a run on the game and she had to like have her little Gundam fight the unicorn. And she was like, hey Heather, you recognize that? And I was like, no.
How could you?
Because it was all white. It had the horn.
Oh,
and then
it wasn't
she was like, yeah, she got really
destroy
confused.
mode.
Yeah, it wasn't in destroy mode. So it was all white. And I was like, no. And then she was like, what? And I was like, I don't know. Is that the unicorn? Because it had the horn. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, why is it all white?
You can't just ask why it's white. You can't just do that.
And she's like, because it's not in destroy mode. And then it went into destroy mode, and it still looked different to me. I was like, this still doesn't look like it, but this is fine. I'm just bad.
I'm like,
I say that with the unicorn literally behind us.
Yeah, the unicorn is like one of my favorite. Is my favorite mobile suit of all time.
It's what started.
It's what started the stream. I've built 3 different unicorns on this stream. I've built 3 different ones.
We love unicorn in this house.
We love unicorn in this house because I love unicorn in this house. So we all love unicorn in this house. And if anyone doesn't, I'm sorry. I know people have come at me for how much I like unicorn before, and I'm like, listen.
I wouldn't come at you for your hobby.
Yeah, it's more like other Gunpla fans that are like,
you're building it again?
It's more like there's better mobile suits than Unicorn because this guy can totally beat Unicorn. I'm like, that's not what I'm here for, okay?
I'm here for aesthetics.
I'm here for the drama, the aesthetics, the split horn is like so still insane to me. I love that Unicorn does that, even though building the actual transforming kits is like kind of a whole pain. But some things can be forgiven for love. I feel like everyone's got their like pet favorite mobile suit. Like everyone who's like into Gundam has like their pet mobile suit. I bet if you ask your wife, she does have one.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of what mine would be, and it's probably something from Code Geass. And it's not a Gundam, I know it's like
I'm
Promo.
a little sad that you guys can't see my expression where I'm just like open mouth as soon as Heather said Code Geass, and I was like, how could you?
I don't know, I like Code Geass a lot.
I do like Code Geass too. I feel a little bit like a fake fan. I've never watched Code Geass in its entirety.
I mean, neither have I, so I can't judge you, but that's just because I have no time to watch the things that I love. Now I just like Lelouch a lot, so like...
Honestly, kind of fair. I love like OG Clamp character designs. Like
they all look like birds.
They all look like noodle people, and I
so
love
funny.
them. Like I know people like...
When Clamp designed the characters for the new like season, or the new like kind of section of Vanguard, the card game, Card Fight Vanguard, I got so hype, and I love them, and I have one of the characters on my laptop because I'm weird. But yeah, no, I love Clamp. Clamp is great.
I love Clamp character design. It's so iconic, even though it's like, it's got its quirks.
I'm trying to actually think what Gunpla would be my favorite. I don't really watch Gundam a lot. I'm bad. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be on mic. I shouldn't be a part of this stream.
No, it's okay. Honestly, it's kind of fun to like talk about Gunpla with someone who's not as familiar with it, because then I can feel like I'm explaining it. Meanwhile, a lot of the time when I talk to other Gundam fans, I feel like I'm the one that knows 0 things.
I'm glad I give that to you.
Thank you.
Witch from Mercury was good, but I only saw like the pre-episode thing.
Witch from Mercury is... I think you should watch the rest of it.
I meant to,
I think it's
and
really
then
good.
again, I have no time for myself and proceeded to then not watch the series when it came
It's okay,
out.
I haven't watched season 2. I feel bad. I'm a fake fan. People in chat have been threatening to spoil it for me. but it's
You should
okay.
watch it.
I really should watch season 2 because
I One Piece because I love when I pop in and I'm like, you should watch more One Piece.
Yeah, that's what Heather's here for, to remind me that I should watch One Piece, and I will someday.
Do you know the YouTuber content creator influencer Liza Minnelli or whatever? She got into One Piece.
I thought Liza Minnelli was like an actress. Might be the same name.
Maybe the last name's right. Her name's like Liza, I think.
Because I know if you Google Liza Minnelli, I'm like 90% sure you'll get the actress.
Liza. Nope, the wrong name is so wrong. Different person.
I was like,
1 second. I'm trying to remember her last
which
name.
is so crazy because usually I'm not the one who knows celebrities. I'm actually terrible at knowing like celebrities' names, but every once in a while, I'll like have a brain blast in the most unlikely moment, and they're like, "Who are you talking about?" And I'm like, you know, this one actor. Even though Liza Minnelli's actually quite famous. Liza Koshy.
Yeah.
I do know of her. I used to watch her when I was
she's
younger.
like super funny and like has been able to be successful on multiple platforms.
I'm honestly really surprised. I like in the sense that I'm like good for her that she's like been able, because I was into her when I was like a teenager.
She's getting invited to like red carpets now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because she's like doing some acting stuff. But like she really got into One Piece relatively recently, within the last year or so, and so she has like this whole thing where she just starts making reels about her really going on about One Piece, and like it sparks joy in my heart because like this is someone who I wouldn't say I've been like a big fan and followed, but definitely someone that like I have enjoyed their content on different platforms, and the fact that she's like, hey, everyone needs to watch One Piece and makes One Piece jokes is like,
that's so fun.
You do that. You advertise the nerd stuff.
I love when like someone gets into a thing that I like. It brings me so much joy. I feel like, okay, that mostly happens for me because I watch a lot of VTubers. I watch a lot of VTubers, okay? This is something that's canon in my lore. You guys know that I like VTubers. Speaking of, I'm sorry, this is a hard pivot. I went to a VTuber concert over the weekend.
How was that?
It was like, I will not lie to you, one of my favorite concert experiences I've ever had in my life.
How do they do that? Like, is it like, do they do the thing that they've done with Miku, where
a little bit, yeah. They have like the kind of illusion screen, so like, and it's all like mocapped. Yeah. Like they're still like performing, but it's like
they're still there, just like behind a curtain.
Basically, I don't know exactly the mechanics.
That seems absolutely insane.
You're like, I'm not entirely sure about the like what goes on behind the curtain, literally and figuratively. I think it's like a mix between, like in reality, I think it's a mix between pre-recorded and live stuff because they're like just back to back to back to back, and it's like not easy to sing and dance at the same time. And so I feel like it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a mix of like live and pre-recorded.
What VTuber concert did you
I went to Hololive.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They are the kind of...
I went to Breaking Dimensions, which is like, this is the second concert Hololive English has ever had in the which is so crazy that Hololive English has had exactly 2 concerts outside of Japan, and they were both this year.
They got big enough.
Yeah, I'm like, they've been big. It's more like...
I find, so like, VTubers are basically just idols, just
they are
virtual.
Literally, yeah.
So,
especially Hololive.
I find like the idol industry is branching out and trying to become more Western oriented, if that makes sense. Like, there's this new group that I've been seeing everywhere, not to you know, out myself as someone who likes idols, because I have mixed opinions on idols.
out myself as someone who likes idols.
I have mixed opinions on idol groups because of how they're treated,
which is fair.
But there's I do like the dancing because it looks cool. But there recently there's a idol group that debuted a song called Debut.
Oh, I know what you're talking
it's
about.
Something
that's K-pop.
Yeah, well, I'm a K-pop person.
I'm also a K-pop person.
Well, so, like, K-pop in parentheses, or what, not parentheses, quotations, because every, like, single member of the group, I'm pretty sure, is a different nationality, which is not the usual thing that groups do that I've seen.
No, they've really...
And I think it's a marketing thing. Yeah,
100%.
It's a marketing thing to try to, like, go outside of and like make other countries and like people of different origins interested in K-pop, which is really interesting. But like, I've only heard the song in like complete English, and
because the song is in English.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just a cover or not, but like I've only ever heard the English version.
Because they're like, it's kind of funky. Like, I think this is definitely a thing that more applies to K-pop. I'm also a quote-unquote K-pop fan in the sense that I got into K-pop when I was, like, in middle school, and that's still my taste in K-pop. Like, I still just listen to the K-pop.
I listen to, like, all different types of music, but, like,
Yeah.
if I'm listening to some sort of idol group, it's usually a K-pop group.
I like K-pop idols and J-pop idols, and it's kind of funky how wildly different they are from each other, but also not at all.
Yeah.
Like, K-pop and J-pop idols are very different from each other. Like, idol culture in general is inspired from J-idols.
Yeah.
Like, they're definitely the ones that have been doing it longer.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, aspects of idol culture kind of, like, you can see a lot of early K-pop and how much they're just straight up copying J-idols.
Well, yeah, for sure, but I also feel like K-pop has somehow been able to branch out.
It's
to
evolved
a Western
so
audience
much now.
better.
It's evolved so much now that it's becoming a lot more westernized because they want to branch out to, like, Western, because they also realize, like,
Money.
I was about to say, like, money. There's a lot of people in the West that have
well, so
money.
I think what happened was that Gundam Style exploded.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily, like, an idol group, but it's still technically K-pop. And
it basically put Korean music on like a national.
That, and it also made Korea realize, oh, we can make so much money if we can get a Western audience.
If we can get Americans listening, there's like what 300 million of us around here.
But like
that's a lot of
I
dollars.
literally think that it, because like before it was kind of niche. Like I knew a couple people who really like Shiny.
Me, literally me
in high school. Oh god, I'm dating myself so bad.
Shiny was my first K-pop group and is still my favorite to this day.
But like, it was like the theater nerds and the nerds who were online perpetually.
Yeah, it was definitely like
a thing that people
subculture.
knew. It was like really kind of quiet. And then Gangnam Style completely blew up, and everyone knew what that was, and it opened to people to a lot of like basically a new genre of music, and I think it allowed for K-pop to kind of branch out and like get people to listen and like make a lot of money. And so I think that they've slowly like have tried to work and like figured out like how do we get a more Western audience involved to make money.
And they've been doing a lot. Like they've been making groups like the one that you mentioned. I think they're called Katseye.
Yeah, thank you. My brain was like it's like eyeliner. And I was like, that's not the name, but that's the thing.
They're also not the first K-pop group to do that. There's a few other groups that do that even before Katseye. I think Katseye is just like kind of in the zeitgeist right now.
I think they're also just being pushed online a lot.
Because also they're produced by HYBE, which is like one of the biggest companies.
So you know more than I do.
HYBE is, okay, my little tangent. HYBE is technically like not, well, they are like an umbrella company kind of, where they like bought over what I'm trying to say is HYBE more or less is the group that manages BTS.
Oh, okay.
That's why people know what HYBE is. It's because technically BTS was managed by a different company, but that company that owned BTS was bought by HYBE.
Got it.
And so now technically BTS is under the umbrella of HYBE, which is also the company
means they
that
probably have all this money and they can push this group.
Yeah, which is why they have all the money to push Katseye as much as they are, because they're literally the people that like
Can
produce
I say something
BTS.
controversial?
Yeah, go for it.
I think they're a little disjointed in their dance. Well, I've watched that because that's why I like watching K-pop videos.
Yeah, I like a lot of the
in a lot of their advertising, they either separate the girls, so it's like not all of them at once, which is easier to control and like also hide the fact that maybe they're not fully like on the same step because they're newer. But like if you watch videos when they're all together, I don't know if they're as like on top of it as other groups.
Because I also think, I'm not super familiar with Katseye, but I think they were formed through like a TV show, or like a
I mean, a lot of them do that.
A lot of them, not a lot. Like they do and they don't. Like there's a good chunk of groups that are formed through like TV programs and whatnot, and I think Katseye is one of them. But I think the difference between Katseye and a lot of the other K-pop groups that are formed through like competitions is that usually when there's like a competition show that's happening, like different companies like you apply to be a trainee at like a company, and they like each company has like a little pool of trainees that they are training that are like not in any groups, but they're like have been training them for a while.
Yeah.
And then when there's like a show happening that's like we're making a new K-pop group show, companies will send some of their like best trainees to those shows.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the people that are on like these reality TV shows to like make a K-pop group have been like professionally trained for years at this point.
Yeah.
And I feel like people like Katseye was not in that same pool because most of them are not Korean.
Yeah.
And they just have not existed in that system. Not to say that they're not like skilled and talented and trained.
No, like that's the thing. So like when they're all dancing on their own, like the videos where they're like not all in the group, they're really good. But just when I see the group together, it's weird. That or like they have positioning where like one of the girls is like completely behind another girl for like the whole time. And like I've seen people in comments be like, why they do that?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that.
I think it's not one of the Korean girls, so it just looks bad. It looks like you're hiding the other girl. And I think they've since fixed the staging because I've seen stuff since I first saw the stuff out where like it's not as like that, but like it was weird and I was like,
K-pop is like one of the few industries where like bullying works, which sounds bad, but it's one of those things like there have been several times when like an idol was like clearly being favored or being biased against by like their management, and if people complain enough, they'll change it.
Well, because they want to make money.
Well, because they want to make money.
So when they see fans upset, they're like, no. But like like that's definitely. Oh man, this is why I like am on the fence about how I feel about
which
K-pop,
is super
because,
understandable.
Like the management and the actual.
Oh yeah, like the
performers.
actual treatment of like idols and whatnot is terrible, especially in K-pop. J-idols are like slightly different, which is why honestly at this point you used to be able to consider like K-idols and J-idols like roughly the same, but it's absolutely not anymore. Like they are wildly different beasts. Not to say that J-idols like don't have problems in how they're treated by management. Like J-idols definitely have like certain management problems. But like the problems that J-idols have is very different from the problems that K-idols have.
Yeah.
Where with K-idols, it's one of those things where I feel like the company is like too in there. The company is like so in their business, it's insane. Like the company micromanages every little aspect. If you're a K-pop idol, like the company manages even the tiniest aspect of your life. Like you can't get a haircut without telling them.
Yeah.
Because it might
interfere. Like they'll be like, you need to have your hair this way. You can't unchange it.
You can't unchange it, like stuff like that. Like to the point where sometimes there's like idols that get like a tattoo, and that's like a huge scandal.
Yeah. Oh my god. Thinking about so like the Korean entertainment industry in general, the whole thing about like what is a scandal and like what could be career ending is like insane.
Like I've been into K-pop for a long time.
They're like this with actors too, though.
Yeah.
Like literally, the whole entertainment industry is that you're kind of like you are the product, and they want you to be single. They want you to like basically kind of flirt with fans, and it's a whole thing. And like, if you like get caught on a date or something, you can literally get fired.
Yeah, you can literally. A lot of the time, it's in their contract.
Yeah, it's like insane, and I'm like, okay. Like at least
that's
in
one
America,
of the aspects.
It's not in contract, but you've heard of like how a lot of times if you're playing a love interest with like another character in America, how like you kind of like, oh look, the two stars are dating. Like it's kind of like not in contract, so it's like an unspoken thing.
Yeah, but also at the same time, I feel like with American celebrities, it's not as crazy.
No.
It depends, because there's
more
definitely
like the rumor mill. It's like the two people who are working together are hanging out because they're working long hours together, and everyone just jumps on it.
And it's also like, it's not even just that, but it's like how much backlash they get from being in relationships.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like American celebrities are not as like penalized. Like, definitely if you like think back to like the One Direction era, and every time like a member of One Direction like had a girlfriend, people would like, yeah, I felt so bad for them, and people would like lose their minds.
The only thing that people didn't like jump on and lose their minds is when Taylor Swift was dating,
Harry Styles?
Yeah. And that's because I think they're just both famous and popular and had big fans, and there's a lot of fan crossover, so everyone's like, oh my god, they're together and I like both of them.
Yeah. And I feel like people will be self-inserting into Taylor Swift.
Oh, be careful what you say. I don't want to get attacked by Swifties, so thank you.
Okay. Well,
I and this is like me, like, not being, like, don't hurt me, but, like, I actually like Taylor Swift's music a lot.
Which is fair.
I listen
don't.
to Taylor. That's fine. That's perfectly
But we're
fine.
different people, and that's okay.
I've listened to Taylor Swift, not less, so, like, I want to say I'm, like, Swiftie level. Like, I don't know all of, like, the weird, intricate details of her life.
I think it's better that way.
Well, so, like, I also believe people's privacy, and I don't, like,
Yeah.
I don't like knowing that information, per se.
There's definitely, like, musicians that I love, and I'm like, I don't want to know about your personal life.
I don't, because, like, music is good. I don't know you as a person, therefore I'm not going to try to find out all this information about you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've listened to Taylor Swift, like, on and off since her debut album, Excuse My Yawn, in middle school. I'm old.
I also remember Taylor Swift's debut album, but I was a bit younger than that. Like, I remember when Taylor Swift, like, I was, like, kind of peripherally into her, in the sense that, like, you're a middle school girl, you kind of legally have to be a little bit, when you were, especially at that time, when she was first getting popular.
Red is my favorite album.
Oh my god. I still think Sparks is my favorite, because that's the one that I like.
That's fine.
I don't think I've particularly enjoyed a Taylor Swift album since Red, though.
I like Red. I liked Red a lot.
Red is
19, whatever her birthday year is, was.
It was okay.
Yeah, like, a lot of people really liked it, and it was fine. Reputation was fine. I liked it a little more. I like her new album a lot.
I don't listen to her at all.
Specifically, I like the song where Who's Afraid of I like Who's Afraid of Little Me, but that's just because the vibes. I love the vibes of that song and the witchiness and all that stuff.
I feel like I practice recreational haterism.
Please don't hate on Taylor. Please.
I'm
not
sorry.
here.
I'm not here. I'm not.
In private, maybe, but not on stream.
I'm not. I'm just gonna, like, mention this as a concept in general.
Okay.
Of, like, recreational haterism.
Okay.
I think that's like I think it's unhealthy to expect people to, like, be positive at all moments of their life and, like, never exhibit negativity ever. But it's obviously also, like, unhealthy to just be negative all the time, which is why I like creating the concept of recreational haterism, of, like, I like being a little bit of a hater sometimes, but, like, for fun. And to the extent where I'm like, I don't make it my whole life, it's not my whole personality, I can put it down and continue the rest of my life. But sometimes it's fun to kind of just hate on something for a little bit no reason. For kind of just, like, genuinely for fun. Something that I don't like, that I'm like, yeah, I don't like this. Okay, that's
really
it.
funny. I'm not like that at all. But
Which is fair.
I get into it with Paige sometimes, because Paige is kind of like that. Paige can be a little hater, and I'll be like, why are you being so negative? Like, why are you just being negative to be negative? Stop that.
I love practicing just a little bit of recreational haterism.
Oh, so that's stressful. I don't like that.
It's very important. The important part is to not get overtaken by it. The important part is to, like, that's why I call it recreational haterism. It's like a hobby. It's like something I do sometimes where I'm like, you know what, maybe I'm just going to be a little bit of a hater today. And then I do that, and then I'm done. And again, you never step into a point.
sound like a mean girl right now, letting you know.
I'm sorry. I know. But when I say haterism, I genuinely only mean about, like, fiction.
Okay.
This only refers to, like, fiction, or maybe, like, music at the most. Like, there's music that I don't like. I would never say anything about, like, Taylor Swift is, like, a person, 'cause I don't know her. Well,
okay.
I can't, like, dislike her because I don't know her. But I can say I don't like a certain type of music, or I don't like a certain anime. And I can just be like, yeah, I'm just a hater about it. I just don't like it.
That's fine.
Like,
that's fine.
I feel like even on this very stream, I've gone in depth about how much of a hater I am for Konosuba.
I don't know what that is. But
It's an anime, and it's not good.
Oh, okay.
This anime is not good. Even though a lot of people really like it, I can't stand it. I am a I'm 100%.
Everyone went crazy about Dungeon Meshi, and Paige and I couldn't get past like the first few episodes. We got really bored.
I love Dungeon Meshi.
And then everyone's like, well, it gets really interesting after.
It does.
And I'm like, okay, but like the first 5 episodes are still
I still
boring.
like the first 5. I don't think it's boring, but like.
Well, it's just
I'm
it
biased.
feels strange, and it feels like there's no stakes, and it feels like they're like trying to go rescue the girl or whatever, and they're just eating monsters. Which, like, granted, I love kind of the main character and his fascination with eating dungeon monsters. That's really funny.
Liza
cool.
is like the character of all time. I love Liza. But that's
we need
like
to try
fair.
to go back to it because like we
You
just
should.
fell off. We were like, this is boring.
You should. I mean, I'm biased because Dungeon Meshi, I read the manga like way before the anime came out. I love, like, it's been one of my favorite manga of all time for a while. And I was super excited when the anime was announced. I was like, oh my god, it's finally happening. And then I watched the anime and it's actually like really good. It's actually like a really good adaptation. And so I'm 100% like biased.
To be completely honest.
Me too. I like Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is like
It's so weird, but also like artful. Like I don't.
because that's just like Fujimoto's style.
Okay, but like also Fujimoto's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, and that's what's wonderful about him. That's what's great about Tatsuki Fujimoto, that he's just like a freak of, he's just unhinged. And I love that. Like I
do love unhinged people.
I got into Tatsuki Fujimoto like from Fire Punch, which is the manga he made.
Yeah. I know about that because Paige also really likes.
I love Fire. Oh no, I love Fire Punch. Paige is so real for that. Fire Punch is so good.
You and Paige should hang out more because you and Paige like a lot of the same
I feel
stuff.
like we do. I'm like, you always mention
so much like my wife.
I always
Both of you being haters and liking the same thing.
Yeah. But also, I feel like she would understand the concept of recreational haterism. You know?
She would be like, see, Heather, see what this is why I am like this sometimes. And
It's just like a little healthy amount of recreational haterism, just to like keep it interesting.
Ugh, I hate negativity. I understand negativity exists in the world, and there's times where you're upset and don't like something, but just to be like,
but it's never.
Like, that sucks.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's just genuinely just for fun, and again, it's always like very low stakes. It's imperative in recreational haterism that you never like actually make it affect real life. That's like a very important part of it.
I'm gonna have Paige watch this episode, and she's gonna be like, man, Salem's so real.
Yeah.
I'll be like, eh. What do we build? Gunpla check-in. What are we building?
Gunpla, I finished the one leggy. Now we're building the other leggy. As you can see, like these now you can actually see it. Some of these joints have screws in them.
Yeah, I see.
To like reinforce it, which is like kind of funky.
Do you want to show you want to just like put it on your hand and be like, see, to the audience?
Ah, yes.
It might be really out of focus if you do that.
Oh, it definitely is.
I can fix it. I'll get up.
There we go. Because I do this. I do this with my own camera sometimes, where I'm like, look at it, look at him, look at this leg, and how there's little screws in there. There's little screws in there that like reinforce it and let it bend in funky ways. But it's pretty neat. It's a little bit like, why am I screwing into this Gundam? But it's also like, whoa, that's kind of cool that this is like extra reinforced. But I think God Gundam has a bunch of gimmicks that I've been encountering while building it. First off, it has these like rubberized bits. I mentioned them before because the hands are rubber and the actual if you feel like the bottom of the feet. Oh no, like that's rubber. It's so neat.
Also rubber?
Yeah.
That's hard plastic. Okay.
No, that's all rubber.
This is.
Oh, that's hard plastic. Yeah, the little connector.
They don't even see what I'm pointing at. I'm gonna get up to show people. So, I was pointing at this being hard plastic.
Yeah, the little connector joint.
Yeah, this is rubber, which is crazy.
And this part too, the little inside of the heel. This is all rubber.
I wonder if it's sorry, just pulling that out again.
That's okay.
I wonder if it's a stability thing. Also, these are my hands. Hello.
I don't entirely know why they chose to make these out of rubber, but like it's kind of funky. It adds like a little extra texture to it, which again is the thing that I've never seen in a Gunpla, having these little extra things. The hands too are like entirely rubber. Like this whole runner is just rubber, and it's like the hands are on
Show
here.
them. You're talking, so you have to show them.
The hands are all like this whole runner is so fun because it's all rubber. I can play with it.
Ooh, rubber.
And like all the hands are rubber instead of like plastic, which is very funky. And so like God Gundam, I feel like has had the most kind of little gimmicks out of any kit that I've built before, but it's also like an older master grade, and older master grades are just like that. Old master grades just tend to be like that, which is very funky. And at this part of me is like, I should build more older master grades, but then I think about how kind of like annoying it is to build some of these guys. Even this one has been kind of annoying to build because it's just like they're over designed to an extent, which is like with all the gimmicks. Sometimes I feel like these kits are just like a little bit over designed, where I'm like, okay, you don't need all of this. You don't need to include all these extra little components and bells and whistles.
Cool.
But they're cool. They're cool. I get it. Like I know why they're doing it because it is cool. But I'm also like, it's kind of a pain to build though. It's kind of just like a pain to build. But like,
wow, complainer.
I know. Listen.
Whining about cool bits.
I know. I'm a fake fan. But
so what step are you on right now?
I'm also a real Gunpla fan because the essence of being a Gunpla fan is complaining. I'm building his other leg right now. I built leg 1 and now we're building leg 2. We're on the second leg of this journey.
Pointed on the directions.
Leg.
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 Leg. Leg.
And also a little bit, I guess his body and head part starts in this page too. But I'm trying to find, where did I put that runner? Here's the F runners. Where did I put the C runner? Cause that's not C, that's not C. Where did I put did it fall? Where did I put the C runner? I feel like I was just holding it. Is it like,
do you want me to look for it?
Where did it go? I'm just like confused.
Is the C the rubber one?
No. Oh, here's C runner. I found it. We're good. We're living.
Lived.
We have lived. Yeah. Like, where did? Because I think I got caught up because I thought the sea runner was white for a second. I was like, it's not. And then I was like, wait, it's not. And then I found it. And then I found it. So I'm like, how many white plastic runners do I even have? Yeah. These older master grades just have a lot of little quirks to them, but some of them are just like really annoying to deal with. But I'm like, I should build more older master grades. I think that would be fun. If people have suggestions for like older master grades, I would love to hear them. But
oh, someone's saying yo.
Yo.
Hi, turtle shells.
Hello.
I'm pretty sure the chat log is broken right now, so I don't know if it's gonna pop up.
But yeah, part of me is like, I should build more older master grades, but I'm also like, at what cost? But then I might just look up like, what are some of the older master grades that are like not as painful and also are so cool. I think this is definitely one of them. I think people do like this MG God Gundam. It's pretty neat. It's just got a lot of cool little gimmicks and whatnot, but also it's like, it's a little bit of a pain to build, but I think there's definitely ones that are more annoying than this one. And now I have to make sure that this is in the right direction. Wait. This goes this way. Did I do this on the last one? Did I do this last time? I guess I did. I guess I did.
I don't know if Turtle Shells knows who I am by my voice.
Oh yeah, Heather.
Hello, I'm the producer of everything that is on this channel, and Salem is in stores, so I'm being a little cryptid.
I'm on location for once. I'm on location for once.
If you go into the depths of our channel and find all of the old Brunch and Build stuff, you will find some episodes of me being in there doing this.
The classics back in the day. What time is it right now?
You have 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, because I gotta go at like 12.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, if you're popping in for the normally scheduled Brunch and Build, we started about like an hour or so early because Salem schedule's crazy and has to do stuff later.
have to do
so we're
stuff
ending at
later.
12 today.
Yeah. But hopefully next week I will be back at the normal time.
It
'cause
is
next
me.
week I don't have Anime NYC. Oh yeah, I never finished talking about idol concerts. I had like the time of my life. I had such a good time. I know you can be like kind of mixed about idols and how they're treated, and it kind of sucks. But like, I'm an idol fan. I like genuinely. I love idols. I love VTubers. I love the idea. Like, I don't model my concept off of it, but I like the idea of like, I don't know, making people happy. That's kind of like at the heart. That's like what idols are about. It's just like making people happy.
That's what like all content, well, in my opinion, that's what all creation of any type of media and art form is. The reason why I got into like TV and production is that I want to make things that like people enjoy and help make them be happy and like connect with people.
Yeah. Though I'm more of the mindset that like media, even if it doesn't make you happy, it's about like making you feel emotions, even if they're negative, which is why I love stuff like Evangelion.
Well, yeah, no,
I'm
yeah,
an
that's what I
Evangelion
meant.
fan.
Like, it makes people feel stuff. It touches
Yeah.
people. And even stuff that makes you sad, like, you still have enjoyment of that, right? Like,
Yeah,
we wouldn't watch horror movies if we didn't enjoy what horror movies do or, like, what sad movies.
It's like one of those things where it's like kind of because it's fiction, it's kind of a safe space to like explore negative emotions and negative feelings, because it's like you can, at the end of the day, it's like still a piece of media that you can turn off. But anyway, about like idol concerts and stuff, I went to the Hololive English concert. It was like insane, amazing. I had really good seats. And they did the thing where it was kind of like Illusion 3D, and it was like really insane and cool to watch. And one of the things that I love the most about like like J-idol concerts in particular, because Hololive is very much modeled after like J-idols. Like they literally, they basically are J-idols. Because it's Japanese, like Hololive, like they are an idol company. That is what they do. And so one of the things that I really love about it is like how insane like the culture and the concerts are. Like idol culture is like its own beast. Like that's of course it's connected to like idols, but idol culture and like the fandom around it has like such a like deep-rooted culture that I love like being a part of. That like it makes you feel like there's like it's a fan community that like really truly does make you feel like you're a part of something. Because there's like, of course I'm like into different things and I'm in like fan communities for things, but a lot of the time, especially because I don't like interfacing with like discourse, I try and kind of keep it to my bubble.
Oh yeah, as soon as there's discourse in a fandom,
I'm like, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
But I feel like with like J-idols, the culture is so ingrained. The culture is so like such a thing that like you really just feel you get so much of the just like feeling that you're part of something. You're part of something bigger. And it's like so much fun. Like at the Hololive concert.
Oh, there you go. I was just wondering, how does that happen?
So like specifically at concerts, at a lot of idol concerts, a lot of Japanese concerts in general do this, but especially idol concerts, is that like phones and filming are banned. Not to be like a boomer. Not to be like a boomer, but like it's genuinely more fun to experience it that way.
Well, yeah, no, I understand.
But like phones and recording are banned because usually a lot of the time these concerts are professionally recorded.
Yeah.
And obviously like they sell back like the footage.
Yeah.
So obviously if someone's like recording it on their phone, like, well, they're like, that's cutting into our sales. Don't do that. So they're very strict about like no phones and no recording, especially when it like there are some Japanese artists that like, I don't know, it's also like a little bit of a privacy thing too. I don't know if you're familiar with Ado.
Yes.
She is just like
because she did all the One Piece stuff. So.
She has done a lot of One Piece stuff.
Well, because she sung for the
movie Red.
Yeah, and then she did a whole tour, and Paige was really sad that we couldn't go see her here because she came to America.
I wanted to go see it, but my friend and I were like in that ticket queue and we lost, and I was so sad. I was so sad. But I had a couple of other friends that were able to go, and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous. But with Otto, she is entirely anonymous. She's not an idol. She's not like a VTuber or anything like that. But she's just like a singer that chooses to stay anonymous.
Yeah.
And I think that's really neat. And like for her own privacy, like no phones, no record, because she performs in person. Like,
but she's also usually shrouded and stuff. I've seen clips and stuff of how she performs.
What she does is her concerts she's entirely backlit, so you only see her silhouette. And for her concerts and stuff, it's like especially strict to like not have phones and recording, because like obviously like if you do like zoom and enhance, you probably can like see her, but that's such a violation of her privacy. Like, don't do that. She chose to like not to be anonymous, but she still wanted to perform, which is like super admirable.
I mean, like there's American artists that are like that too.
Yeah.
I believe Daft Punk is completely anonymous.
Yeah, there are like Western artists that do that, and it's really interesting and it's cool. And so it's like, what's it? I've been into like Twerp for a while. Like,
I have no idea.
Twerp is a band, and they're like completely anonymous. They're pretty neat. They're always wearing these like funky costumes. I like Twerp. They're pretty neat. This is not fitting in the way that I think it's supposed to. I think I do something. I might have done an aspect of this incorrectly. I may have done an aspect of this incorrectly. I think I did. I think I connected that wrong.
I gotta unscrew it before you pop it.
This one doesn't need to be unscrewed.
Oh.
Oops.
Did you break it?
Just a little bit. But I don't think it's like catastrophic. It's not like a function breaking piece. It's like a little peripheral thing. And I will probably need my tweezers to pry this off properly without breaking it again. But this is not one that was screwed in. This is the cover on the screwed part.
Oh, okay.
See, this is the cover that just went over it.
Okay.
Don't worry. Now I have to unscrew it. Now is when I have to unscrew it. But one, like phones and stuff are all banned from the concerts, and no one's allowed to like just sit there on their phone. But the thing that I love about like idol concerts is mostly how passionate people are. Like, no one is kind of like a little bit into it. Like, everyone is like, the light sticks go insane. Like, the concert experience while holding light sticks is like magnified, because
what Western concerts have you been to, like, that aren't
I think part of it is also I go mostly like watch indie artists, which are a lot smaller scale.
Because like I guarantee you, if you went to like an Eras Tour Taylor Swift concert, you would get the same vibes.
I probably would.
And then I went to a Panic at the Disco concert forever ago, and it was very similar vibes. Everyone was kind of like they passed out like this thing at the very beginning where it was all like, during this song, due to this thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of what idol culture is like, everyone just knows like the light stick dances, the chants, and everything.
That's like a thing with Taylor Swift concerts too. So I think it just depends on like the fans and the fandom of the thing, and I'm sure that like Western K-pop concerts, it's like there's like the people who go are really into it, and that's why they're going, because like it's such a smaller fandom over here. So that I'm pretty sure like that's why you could, because what you're describing to me is like every concert I've been to, and I quite frankly I haven't been to a lot, but I've been to ones that have like a lot of really dedicated fans. Yeah,
I like the dedication, but I also like the like, I guess the organized chaos of like specifically idol concerts, because obviously like you're going to a concert and even if there's like a lot of energy, because I've been to like I think one of the like bigger artists I've gone to see is Coldplay, which had like a similar experience of like everyone's really in there, and it was like years ago, so it was like Coldplay when they were still a little bit less commercialized, and so it's one of those things of like everyone's like screaming, everyone's into it. But the thing about idol concerts is it's like organized. It's like ingrained. It is part of the culture that has been around for decades, to like the specific chants, the light stick choreography, the color coding. Like, you have to know that
sounds
stuff.
Like everyone who's made of, so like I don't know much about idol culture, but like if you look up any video to do with Taylor Swift and the Eras tour and like the fans that go to the Eras tour, it's every single video I've ever heard of them talking, which seems crazy. Like it is not a normal thing that every artist has. So it definitely, so it's very interesting that like, while
I definitely do see aspects of that. Like, yeah, the way you're describing it, I've never been to a Taylor Swift concert, so
I've never been
know.
either. I wouldn't be able to afford an Eras tour concert because it's insane. But like, if you, it definitely to me sounds like if that's like the normal for K-pop, where it's not necessarily the normal.
This is where I'm talking about J-pop.
Sorry, J-pop.
K-pop has a version of that too. Like, a lot of K-pop culture is very much lifted from J-pop. So K-pop has like similar. No, it's okay.
But like that's like the norm for J-pop is like that energy, which seems insane because like I thought it was insane for Taylor Swift too. I was like, that's a lot. I don't know if I could do that.
But like, there's like something fun about it though. I love like the feeling of like being there and being in like one of a sea of light sticks and we're all doing the same choreography and we're all chanting. And it's like, I like that instead of just like screaming your head, like there's still people like yelling like at the end of songs, but like during the songs, there's like a coordinated chant that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was seeing with the Eras tour stuff. Is like, there's a lot of like things where like if Taylor said a line of a song, there would be a coordinated response from the audience.
Yeah, like that's what a lot of K-pop does that too, actually. The whole like
cool.
fan chants, that's
cool.
just an idol culture thing that K-pop does too. That's just like a huge part of it. And like knowing the chants and knowing the light stick choreography and like matching your color to like your Oshi, and it's so like insane to be a part of it. And it was so much fun. Like, I had the time of my life. And just like screaming and crying for these like anime girls. It like, if you look at it from the outside, it seems so bizarre. But like when you're in it and you're like in the sea of light sticks and you're like also doing it and everyone else is doing it too and you're like chanting with everyone, you like so feel like you're just part of something. And it's such a nice feeling.
I completely understand. Like, as someone who's like gone to like fandom conventions and stuff like that, like that definitely seems like something's a lot of fun. I don't think it's weird. I just think it's like when you're part of a fandom and you're doing everything together and like it's stuff that you all know because you all like the same thing. There's a togetherness with that.
It's like a togetherness about it. And like I love idols. I love J-idols. I love idols and like idol culture and being a part of it. Like, it's just a lot of fun. I love seeing cute girls and they just make me happy. And it's just like having a great time. And I had such a good time at the Hololive concert. I had the time of my life, one of my favorite concert experiences. And just like, man, I love idol concerts. I think people should go to, honestly, I think some Western artists should like incorporate that a bit more because I've seen
besides Taylor Swift.
I think like the whole idea.
We've talked about Taylor a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I like the whole idea of like concert etiquette, like, and how it seems. It might not seem appealing.
Well, so like I personally hate when I go somewhere and everyone like the no phones thing. I kind of like because I personally
love the no phone thing.
And everyone just has their phone out. It's obnoxious.
It's
like
obnoxious.
It takes away, like it's hard for me to see over you sticking your phone over your head, right? Like it takes like I don't want to watch something through your phone screen.
Yeah. And like I've been to like most of the concerts I've been to are like definitely a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Just because there's not a lot of like, not to be that guy, but like I'm just not into a lot of like big pop artists.
I like indie music personally.
Yeah, I like if I like Western music, it's usually indie stuff.
That or like indie people who are indie that exploded, like Chapel Roan.
I love Chapel Roan. I love see, I don't want to be that guy that's like, I hate pop music because pop music isn't always bad.
Chapel Roan is technically kind of pop music.
She is pop.
Yeah.
She's a pop star now.
Yeah.
And I love that for her, and she's like insanely talented and like deserves all of her success. And
have you ever listened to Tessa Violet?
Yeah.
I love Tessa Violet.
I used to be into her. I don't know why. I just like kind of stopped listening to her, but I used to be more into her. But like I feel like I get a little bit of a bad rep sometimes because I mostly just listen to either like foreign or indie music, and it's like
No, that's like me too.
People assume that I'm like more pretentious than I am about it. I'm a little bit pretentious. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not pretentious about it. I am.
It's so funny. I've been out of the loop for like popular music for a while.
Yeah,
So
me
like
too.
when someone mentions an artist, I'm like, I have no idea who that
I'm like,
is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I've been like that for a while, like since before I was almost 30. Like it's not even just these young kids' new music. It's like I don't know who these artists are. It takes them having to become like really, really famous for me to not like Doja Cat.
Yeah.
And like Megan Stallion or whatever her name is. Like there's like the redhead who was in the Dunkin' commercial.
What?
I'm trying to remember her name. There's a rap not pop, but like hip hop artist that has like orangey red hair.
Ice Spice?
Yeah, Ice Spice. Yeah. I only know about her because she was famous enough to be in a Dunkin' commercial. Like, that's me. I don't pay attention to
I really do only know
that type
about
of music,
people,
and it's not like a pretentious thing. Like I agree, like I'm not pretentious about it. It's just like the music I like is like so different than the music that like gets widely popularized.
But I don't dislike it because I don't dislike something because it's popular.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I love Chaperone. I love Sabrina Carpenter. Like
I'm okay with Sabrina Carpenter.
I like Chaperone more than like just in terms of not as like again just purely music wise. I probably listen to Chaperone more often than Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm Olivia Rodrigo over Sabrina Carpenter, and it has very little to do with their drama. But like,
I didn't even know there's
there's
drama.
drama there.
I didn't even know.
And Taylor Swift's involved. I know way too much about stuff.
Again, I could talk about this about K-pop. I could talk like this about K-pop. I know like all the K-pop drama because I've been into it for so long that I'm just like, I feel like I've been
again, I don't
grandfathered
dislike
in.
Sabrina Carpenter. There's a couple songs that I'll listen to.
I think that's kind of how it is too. I like a few of her songs and I think they're good, and I think it's really fun that she's dating that one guy. That everyone likes. I like
Saltburn?
too. Yeah. I actually don't like Saltburn. But like,
I don't understand why it's advertised as a comedy. And also we shouldn't talk about it because it's not family friendly.
yeah. I do like the actor though. Barry Keoghan.
I've only ever seen Saltburn.
No, he's actually like a really good actor. I really like him.
He was good. Like he was a good actor in Saltburn. I just haven't seen anything else he's done.
Which is fair. And like I thought it's kind of unfair to say I didn't like it. I thought it was okay. But again, don't watch it. I mean,
it was like a weird drama thriller to me, not a comedy. The
was
fact that it was
funny,
I never laughed. I was just like, this is crazy.
But that's the best. I love laughing at like sometimes I'm the kind of person where like I kind of laugh inappropriately sometimes, where I'm like,
I mean, I like
should
that
not
too.
be.
I personally did not laugh once. Not really during that movie. I just thought it was like this surreal thriller horror
that I was like, this is kind of hilarious. Like I'm horrified, but this is like kind of hilarious.
I was just like, this guy is insane, and I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, but sometimes.
Anyways, let's move on from Saltburn.
Anyway, let's move on from
about
Saltburn. I just think she's like kind of. I think she's kind of neat. I like that she's dating that one guy because I think he's a good actor. Again, like I say, I don't understand being parasocial with celebrities because like people that are celebrities in the sense of like musicians and singers and actors and whatnot. I'm like never parasocial with them because I'm like I don't know you. I like the art that you make.
Same. I get really excited for like specific things and stuff like that, but like the parasocial relationships isn't something like I'm about.
Yeah. When it comes to like traditional celebrities, I need to get new nippers. These things are in not very good shape.
Get God tier or whatever.
I really want to get God hands.
Get God hands.
These are already like God hands. These technically are God hands,
Didn't
but they're
you say
really
they're like child God hands?
They are child God hands.
Because Paige has a God hand at my house.
I 100%. I'm probably going to get like proper God hands at some point once I actually decide to do it. But lately I've been, I spent so much money on anime figures, it's not even funny. At Anime NYC, oh my god, I bought Trigun figures. I don't know if you know what Trigun is, but
I vaguely know what Trigun is.
Trigun is like one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. I think you'd like it.
Okay.
I think
I'll take your word
you
for
should
it.
read the manga.
We can talk about it because you have 8 minutes left.
I
so
do.
I don't want to go on a whole tangent.
No, it's okay.
I personally want to plug other streams and stuff because I should yell at you to do that more when you're closing off the stream.
I know.
So the producer's here, so the producer can do it.
Yeah, you can do it for me right now.
Once again, if you're watching this and it's before Monday, September 2nd, the final episode of our Girl by Moonlight, which is it's a TTRPG that combines mecha and like anime girl aesthetic.
Magical girls.
Yeah, but the magical girls are also the Gundam, the Gunpla. The final episode is this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. The cast is really good. I
do love them.
This whole time, like honestly, if you haven't watched it yet, just go. It's all the VODs are all on YouTube. They're immediately available after we go live. So if you go to like our live tab in the YouTubes, you'll be able to find it.
One of the things I really like about moving to YouTube.
Oh, that it's just there always.
It's just there.
Yeah, it doesn't get deleted.
It doesn't
like
get deleted,
Twitch.
and you don't have to like separately upload it. It's so annoying.
But highly recommend. It's a really good stream. I love them.
I'm only a little bit biased because I know a lot of them personally, but I do think they're all really neat.
You know Val personally. I don't know if you know any of the rest of the cast.
I don't think I do. I just think they're cool.
Yeah,
I just like.
They're all really good actors.
Yeah. I love Val, and
they work
I
hard.
think they're all very talented. I think everyone else is very talented.
So yeah, go watch that this Monday. That's 2 days from now. If you go to our YouTube, you should be able to see actually the stream kind of pre-live, like it has a landing page. You can select notify me, so when it goes live, you will get notified. Highly recommend doing that. And also subscribe if you liked this little conversation that Salem and I had. I'm not usually here. Me talking and being on camera, like me being on camera rarely happens. Me talking happens a little more, but like not always. But if you want to support the store and what we do here and our content and enjoy our content, you should totally subscribe and come back and press that bell to get notified for stuff.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications because I'm a real YouTuber now, so I get to say that.
Yeah, and like if you like Salem's stream and want to keep watching Salem build Gunpla while talking about completely unrelated things.
I do be doing that. This is technically a Gunpla stream. I talk about a lot of not Gunpla.
But that's the brunch part, because like brunch is that that's why it's called Brunch and Build, because brunch is like that. It's like the conversational topics where like it's early in the morning for Eastern time standards, and like sometimes we talk about food, sometimes we talk about anime, which is adjacent to Gunpla, honestly, and then sometimes we talk about magical girl, idols and like other media. We just nerd out. We just talk about the things that we're like interested in talking about.
I always call this stream like, you guys are just hostage to listen to whatever I feel like talking about.
I mean, they also can ask you questions.
Yeah.
And talk about things that they want to talk about.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
This is one of those streams where it's meant to be like super communicative. So like if anyone has questions, if anyone wants to actually talk to Salem.
I love like that's like one of my favorite aspects of it when I'm streaming and just like talking to people and having conversations. I'm fully capable of just like yapping by myself, which is what I do.
Yeah, so that's like, the thing. It's you're either trapped with whatever is on Salem's mind, or you can direct the conversation by talking in chat.
Yeah, if you're ever tired, believe me, if you're ever tired of me yapping about a specific thing, you can just say something in chat, and I will latch, because I love jumping between things. If you just mention a different thing in chat, I will be like, okay, we're talking about this now.
So if you're like, what's that piece you're working on with the Gunpla? If you ever really want to make it about Gunpla, just always ask Salem Gunpla
Just
questions.
remind me that this is a Gunpla stream sometimes.
Be like, Salem, talk about Gundam.
Talk about Gundam, the thing that you're literally here to do. I'm like, yeah, I'll think about it.
How close are you to finishing that leg?
I'm pretty close to finishing this leg.
You think you'll do it in 3 minutes?
Maybe not. Just looking at it right now, I'm like, on second thought, I'm not entirely sure if I'm finishing this leg today, but at least I finished like the important parts of the leg. Now it's just, because the way a lot of these, oh my god, the way a lot of these master grades work is that they have the outer frame and they have the inner frame. And I finished the inner frame, which is like the hard part. And now it's just like sticking the armor bits on there. which is like the easier part, which is pretty neat. And it's just like, I feel like if I prepped some of the armor bits a little bit more ahead of time, I could finish it, but I'm not entirely sure. But it is what it is. And
it is what it is.
I definitely have to go, like, as soon as it's 12. My grandmother was calling me.
Well, it's 11:58.
Yeah.
So we can start wrapping it up if you need to.
I think it's about wrapping
Thank
up
you
of
everybody who has been, lurking, and because I've been watching the views this whole entire time. There's 5 of us right now.
I put a sticky note over it so I don't look at it. Because I feel like it distracts me.
Oh, that's fine. Well, this is my job.
Yeah,
I have to stare at everything and tell everybody to subscribe and to like the stream, and just, even if you just press share and copy link, that helps because it boosts the algorithm, because it's telling YouTube that you want people to watch this. So if you really want to support us and help us out, just share the stream, tell people about us, go watch us on
share the scream.
Monday.
We can also scream together.
Scream, yeah! Everyone just starts screaming. Ah!
I would.
But thank you everybody for taking the time to watch and hang out with us today. Even if you just lurked, we had a pretty quiet chat, but that's fine. Hopefully, I'll see people this Monday for Girl by Moonlight.
And I will be back next week at the normal time.
Will you?
I will. Don't worry.
I'll hold you to that.
I know. Don't worry.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your weekend.